Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. We're going to continue on our PowerShell series to learn the basics for teachers, attorneys, students, and office workers to enhance their work, to make their work more efficient, to get PowerShell to do the redundant tasks that would otherwise take you a little bit longer and might be a little bit more error prone. So what we're going to do is we're going to continue where we had picked off on our last video and use the example of a bunch of students with different assignments and their grades. So let's go ahead and import that and save it to a variable. So all of that was saved in the CSV file. So we're going to import CSV, and we're already in the classroom folder in our directory, and we can see grades is right here. So we can do .grades, or you could simply just say grades itself since it's already within the folder that it's in. And we'll go ahead and do that, and let's run our a variable. And sure enough, here we have a list of all the students with their assignments and their grades. Now you may want to do things similar to what you would call a pivot table in Excel. So that would be grouping certain tasks together, where you might want to know the number of students, or you might want to know the number of assignments, or you might want to know the number of grades that were at a certain variable here. So what we can do is take our A, and we are going to use this as the input to the next thing in our pipe, which is going to be group by Group-Object. And so this Group-Object, you can now tell it which of the column headings you want to group it by. So let's start with student here. So if we group by student and hit enter, we can now see the list of students under a new variable called name. We can see the count, which is the number of line items that this student appears. And then over here, we can actually see in an array format all of the line items for that student. So we have the Sarah Smith homework 1 and her grade, Sarah Smith assignment, classroom assignment 1, and then the grade partially cut off. So we can see over here, we were looking at this line item as well as this line item over here. And we're going to do more looking into this information in a future video whenever we are going to look at the maximum, minimum, and average grade per student, and we're going to use this group by as the base for that. You can go ahead and group by group objects for other things. We can go ahead and say the grade, and now we can see the grades according to what the value was and how many times that grade ended up being given in the class for this time period. So again, it's putting it into a new column called name, since that is the object we are grouping it by, and we can see the order here. Now for some things, you may want to sort them from high to low. So what we can do is add one additional sort object, and you want to say what column you want to sort it by. So let's sort it by, if we want to see the grades high to low, we can say name descending, and here we have from high to low. Now the reason that 100 is down below is because these are actually text values. We could fix that to make it into integers so it's aware, but that's why the 1 is coming below the 7 over here. We can also group by the count, and we can again do that descending. So we can see the grade of 96 and the grade of 95 were each given 4 times. There were a few that were by 3, a few by 2, and a few by 1. So here we have group by grade. Now we can group object count, and we can even get that further split. And let's go ahead and sort object name descending, and we can see that 2 different grades had been given 4 different times. There was 9 of them that had only been given individually once. We have 2 of them that had been given 5 different times. So you can see how you can build on these one by one, dissecting exactly what you're wanting. So you also, similar to Excel, can do a grouping by 2 different columns. So we can do it by assignment as well as grade. So now what we have is each one of these are its own line item, because there are none that have the exact same. Oh, I take that back. Here's one assignment, 2 people were given the same grade. All the other assignments, they were unique. Where here there was 2 different individuals that had received a perfect score. We had both Sarah Smith and Henry Mason. Both had scored 100 on assignment number 2. So this is how you can use group object by grouping 1 column or grouping 2 columns. And then as the brief preview showed up here, you can continue to add on sorting, grouping on groupings, groupings and groupings plus sorting, continue on much more in depth and detail. And that is what we will do in a future video. So please stay tuned. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please leave a like. Leave any comments if you had questions or want to see anything additional. And I would appreciate a subscribe. Thank you for watching.